Association of Surfing Professionals World Tour. After visiting 9 different countries and offering over $3 million in prize money, they are here in Hawaii for this, the 3rd and final stop in the Triple Crown. Over $220,000 is being offered in this incredible event. Wayne Rabbit Bartholomew joining me. I'm David Stanfield, and this is history in the making, Wayne, because we've had 5 different events in the Billabong Pro. The first one in Australia, a Hawaiian one, and then they moved to Hawaii, and it's been Australian dominance.
Yeah, that really is an amazing statistic, David, and this year, going into the final day, Australians do make up the highest representation of the competing nations.
And that's probably because of the money, $50,000 going for the winner. They love that, the big money. Now, let's talk first about conditions. Ideal for surfing. If you asked anybody on the beach, they'd say the surf is a solid 10 foot. You ask a Hawaiian, they say it's about 6 foot.
That's right. It's about 6 to 8 foot Hawaiian size, and regarded around the world as the mecca of big waves in Hawaii. Anywhere else in the world, as you said, 10 to 12 foot. In Hawaii, it's only 6 to 8. But it's an exciting day, and there's going to be some great rides.
Let's talk first about, besides the conditions being perfect, how are they going to score some points?
Well, the big scores will be the late takeoffs, the tube rides, and doing really radical maneuvers in the critical part of the breaking wave.
And the final thing here is this is a unique setup here. Sunset Beach is a very challenging wave to surf.
That's right, David. It's a reef that breaks up to a quarter of a mile out to sea, so jockeying in the lineup and tactics, positioning oneself for the takeoff is a critical part of today's surfing.
And here's the prize money breakdown for this, the world's richest professional surfing tournament. Plenty of incentive. Now let's take a look at quarterfinal highlights. In quarterfinal, heat number 1, Greg Anderson, ranked 21st in the world, went head-to-head with number 28 in the world, Mitch Thorson. Anderson from Narrabeen, New South Wales, Australia, surfed well in erratic conditions but came up short on wave selection. It was Thorson from Australia's rugged west coast. He was able to make better use of what waves there were available to him and outpointed Anderson to earn a berth in the semifinals. Quarterfinal heat number 2 saw local Hawaiian Brock Little up against Australia's Ross Clark-Jones. And here we see an outstanding tube ride from Ross Clark-Jones, who surfed a very relaxed but controlled heat on some great waves. Brock Little, on the other hand, was yet another victim of Mother Nature's low draw. Brock Little, a superior big wave rider, was dealt a losing hand in wave selection, allowing Ross Clark-Jones to slip into the semifinal slot. Quarterfinal heat number 3, one of the hottest heats of the group, saw Australia's Gary Elkerton, a master of big waves, up against another local favorite, Mike Latronic of Sunset Beach. Elkerton, as usual, carving Sunset's tricky peaks to shreds. Local knowledge being the key to this heat, and Mike Latronic, a master of Sunset, had the local advantage as he expressed his satisfaction to our Mark Fu.
Yeah, I feel really good. I'm stoked with my equipment. My sponsors are all supporting me, my family, my friends. Can you feel all the energy getting to the beach over here? Everybody's pretty much the Tritronic fan club over here. I think I heard them whistling from the peak out there. I was stoked. Thanks everybody.
So Mike Latronic defeats Gary Elkerton in a closely fought duel and earns a trip to the semis. Heat number 4 featured 2 of surfing's heaviest hitters, 13-year pro Shane Horan and 2-time world champion Tom Carroll.
He's Tom, you having some real close heats in this in the Billabong so far this year. How do you feel it went for you in that one against Shane?
No, good. Shane got every perfect wave to come through. I got caught in the Sunset's black hole at the beginning of the heat, and I just couldn't get out of it until halfway through.
And while Carroll battled to stay afloat, Shane Horan, doing some of the best surfing of his career, maximized his maneuvers and cover-ups to dominate the heat and capture the remaining semifinal berth. Shane Horan defeating Tom Carroll in heat number 4 and looking great today. So we have our semifinal matchups. Mitch Thorson and Ross Clark-Jones, 2 Australians, will meet in semi number 1, and Hawaiian local Mike Latronic will take on Australia's Shane Horan in semi number 2. That sets the stage for the semifinal surfing action coming up here at the Billabong Pro. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, this is Larry, spokesperson for Harvey's Resort Hotel and Casino at Lake Tahoe. Boy, there's some exciting things happening at Harvey's, but I can't tell you about them on TV. So I will relate the exciting news through interpretive dance. Now, if you didn't understand that dance, please call this number. If you did understand it, call the number anyway. I think I mispronounced a few words.
Hi, I'm Dan, owner of Diamond Mine Mini Storage. Does a high cost of storage discourage you? At Diamond Mine Mini Storage, our main concern is to offer affordable, secure storage. Compare and you'll agree, Diamond Mine Mini Storage has the best facilities at unbeatable prices. After renting with Diamond Mine, if you find lower prices, I'll refund the difference. Come see me at Diamond Mine Mini Storage, home of affordable, secure storage.
In Union City, it's Diamond Mine Mini Storage, where no one can beat our mini storage prices.
Tour de France. Defending champion Greg LeMond gears up for racing's longest day, 9 hours in the saddle. July 4th at midnight Eastern, 9 Pacific on ESPN.
Around in the final minutes right now. We're keeping RA's field to the outside, trying to find us a big set.
Robert, we're set for semifinal number 1, and no surprising, we've got 2 Australians in there. Let's talk about Mitch Thorson.
Well, David, Mitch Thorson hails from southwestern Australia, and that is the home of Australia's biggest waves, so he's definitely no stranger to the power and the juice.
And then there's Ross Clark-Jones on the other side of the continent, near you.
That's right, Ross Clark-Jones is on the east coast of Australia, and Ross is just a really hungry competitor, and he's just going to be going for broke out here at Sunset Beach.
The crowd is thrilled right now. Let's turn our attention to semifinal number 1, Ross Clark-Jones versus Mitch Thorson.
In first blood in this semi-final number 1, going to Ross Clark-Jones.
And the 23-year-old Australian, a big wave reputation, which was placed in 1986 when he rode the Billabong Pro at Waimea Bay in 25-foot surf.
Definitely one of Australia's most promising big wave riders.
Getting some good maneuvers in, beautiful roundhouse cutbacks on the face of that wave.
Ross Clark finishes that ride and he scores an 18.0.
And we'll look at that wave one more time. The wave did not give much on the open face, but the shoulder had plenty of room to cut it up.
Yeah, there's a very strong cutback there by Clark-Jones.
And out the back we have Mitch Thorson, another Australian, but from the far side from Perth, Western Australia, the 25-year-old on a bigger wave.
Well, it was a very clean drop for Thorson, but he catches a rail. What a great recovery.
Thorson stays with it. Incredible recovery.
Opening right nerves by Mitch Thorson. And this wave peters out, so he won't be looking for a very big score, but at least he's got one under his belt.
And we'll look at that wave one more time, Rabbit, and it was a good wave, but he really didn't surf it to its full potential.
Well, he missed the tube on the opening encounter with that wave, and then when he brought the board out to the shoulder, he caught a rail. His leg went up, one leg up, and then he did an amazing recovery.
Amazing recovery, but not a lot of points. Here's Ross Clark-Jones, his second wave, out the back.
A medium-sized wave for Ross Clark-Jones, off the bottom, and a nice carving cutback. A very strong maneuver by Clark-Jones. Whips it off the top, and another bottom turn, getting some speed, and another beautiful carving cutback.
A shot from the helicopter as we see 23-year-old Ross Clark-Jones from Australia, currently ranked number 33 in the world, and this is going to help his ranking, making it into the semifinals. And out the back, the next wave is Mitch Thorson.
So both servers in motion here. Ross Clark-Jones on the inside wave, and Mitch Thorson in the gold singlet, flicking off. And he gets the paddling advantage, so Thorson has the paddling advantage paddling out.
Ross Clark-Jones, two wave scores, first one 18, the second one 21 points, and we'll look at that wave one more time.
Executing a beautiful cutback on his second wave, Ross Clark-Jones, and earlier on today, Mark Hu spoke with Ross Clark-Jones.
A lot of riding in this event for you, and it's really coming through well. Now you're on into the semifinals. How do you feel?
Very pleased, actually. I was pleased to make it through my first heat today against Fatia David. That was my so much pressure on me. We've had days and days of waiting and just thinking about that heat for me, because it meant the top 30 seed or not next year, and I was happy to make it through that. Now the pressure's off me and I can try and win this contest. That's what I'd like to do.
The pressure's off Ross Clark-Jones, but he's got to contend with Mitch Thorson. There's the Water Patrol doing a great job taking out a cameraman. And here is Mitch Thorson, his third wave.
A late drop by Mitch Thorson. Lots of white water, comes around the bottom and gets bounced. So a short ride by Thorson.
And on the beach, waiting for his heat, that's Mike Latronic, Billabong team rider. He's up against Shane Horan in semifinal number 2. And here is Ross Clark-Jones, who leads Thorson by just 4 points.
Ross Clark-Jones whips around and catches this wave, a beautifully lovely face wave at Sunset Beach, comes off the bottom, high in the wave, this board cavitates for a short time, and then there's a nice cutback.
And the wave closes out. He straightens up, heads towards the beach right now. Not scoring any points right now, but nonetheless, scoring wave. His third scoring wave, he pulls out. And the gallery on the beach totaling about 3,000, enjoying the action here at beautiful Sunset Beach on the north shore of Oyao. Here's Mitch Thorson. Here's his fourth wave, a big drop.
He takes a very late drop. He looks around, comes off the bottom of this wave, but there's just too much white water, and it completely overpowers him.
And the crowd watching this, the world's richest surfing tournament, $220,000 in prize money. Mitch Thorson going after that $50,000 first place.
A much better looking wave for Thorson. He gets a tight tube right up the top and a nice bottom turn and a bouncing re-entry there for Thorson. Comes off the bottom again. Beautiful cutback, really utilising the face of this wave. And Thorson will do another carving cutback into the white water.
Thorson scores coming up right now, an 11, a 20, a 4, 18.5 for Mitch Thorson, a total of 53.5. Good shot of Shane Horan preparing for his battle against Mike Latronic in semifinal number 2. If you're ever in Hawaii in December, you've got to come to the north shore of Oahu. You'll see incredible surfing. Here's Mitch Thorson now. He trails Ross Clark-Jones by just a point and a half.
Thorson takes off behind the section. He's got some white water to deal with. Comes around this bowl, moves up into the pocket, gets some speed. This wave looks like it's going to crash down. It's closed out, and he's going to have to straighten out. So Thorson not very happy with that wave.
His fifth wave, and yeah, he just drops out and does not want to go any further inside for an easy paddle out the back. Thorson 8.0 on that wave. Here is Ross Clark-Jones' fourth wave.
Ross Clark-Jones has already got 3 good ones under his belt. He's got a pretty fluffy wave. The wave before it has caused a lot of white on the face, and he's really restricting his movement on this wave. Now he gets a maneuver in. So very restricted in his maneuvers, and not a real great wave for Ross Clark-Jones.
Not a classic Sunset Beach wave as he would have hoped. And scores coming up 11 points. A total of 66 points for Ross Clark-Jones as the crowd looks on. This being the 6th annual Billabong Pro. 10,000 for the runner-up and a good prize money on hand. Here we go, a paddling battle here.
With time running out, it looks like Mitch Thorson will use his priority to get this, which could be his last wave. Gets a small tube right there, not much really. A cut back into the white water. This wave has really dropped off in size now, and he's just going to have to straighten out and ride this one through to the beach.
Thorson's going to make this one all the way to the inside. There's no sense of giving up and paddling back out. This heat is over with. Semifinal number 2 is paddling in position. And Mitch Thorson, the 25-year-old 7th-year pro, brings it all the way into the beach rabbit. Good showing.
It was a good showing by Mitch Thorson. And you notice, David, when he was riding that wave to the beach, he looked over his shoulder to see if Ross Clark-Jones did get another wave, which he didn't.
And Mitch Thorson scores a total of 49.5. Ross Clark-Jones, 55 points. So Ross Clark-Jones advances into the finals. Coming up next, semifinal number 2 as the Billabong Pro continues.
Now available for the first time, the complete recordings of Olga Montero and her magic harp. This 4-volume set includes such classics as Eine kleine Nachtmusik, Amor ti Vieto, and Questa Oquela. She has been hailed as one of the world's greatest.
Still going. Nothing outlasts the Energizer. They keep going and going and going and going.
I got the job.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
So, who told you about the National Business Employment Weekly? Who told you there's hundreds of high-paying jobs open all across the country? Professional, technical, managerial?
I thought I told you about it. How the articles help you get a job. Write sharper resumes. Have better interviews.
No. I told you, remember? How to get along with your boss, get a raise, get promoted.
Let me see. You told me about the great jobs in the National Business Employment Weekly.
And the help in landing them. And doing better on the job.
So I really owe my new job to you?
Well...
Thank you, sweetheart. I told him.
Get the National Business Employment Weekly at your newsstand or order by credit card and get 8 issues by first-class mail for $35. Call 800-372-3000. 800-372-3000. The National Business Employment Weekly.
Don't make a career move without it.
Welcome back to Sunset Beach, Oahu, in the beautiful Hawaiian Islands for the 6th annual Billabong Pro. We have just completed semifinal number 1, and coming in equal third is Mitch Thorson, and down beachside is Mark Fu with Mitch.
Okay, well, this event, 5A points, it's been a big boost for your ratings this year. I know early in the day you came through some heats and put you up into, well, back up in the top 30. You must feel good about that.
Yeah, it's good to be in the top 30. You know, you don't have to surf through the 4-man elimination rounds, and that's always nice. So I'm pretty stoked on that.
And plus, you know, what is this going to be? The worst you can do in this event is an equal third, and that's going to be your best result in a Hawaiian event so far to date.
Yeah, that's true. I'm really happy with that. I'm starting to figure out Hawaii. I've been coming here for about 7 or 8 years, and finally I'm starting to figure it out. I love it over here.
Mitch Dawson's $6,000 richer, and he's equal third, his best ever ASP finish.
We're set for semifinal number 2. Let's talk first about the crowd favorite here, Mike Latronic.
Well, Mike Latronic has been surfing the North Shore for many years. He's a young guy, but he's just got so much experience out here. He knows Sunset Beach like the back of his hand, and he's really got the local crowd pulling for him.
And then Shane Horan. We haven't seen Shane in the winner's circle for many years. He's a 13-year veteran of the Pro Tour, and this is a phenomenal comeback.
A phenomenal comeback. Former 4-time world title runner-up. Shane Horan must be the sentimental favourite at this point. He's got a lot of experience out here as well, and he's been getting some great tube rides throughout the day.
The hardcore old-time surfers rooting for Shane Horan out in the water, as well as the locals on the beach. They are yelling for Mike Latronic. Let's turn our attention, semifinal number 2. And with a pair of binoculars, you can see out the back beautiful set waves coming in, and in position onto the inside is Shane Horan.
And Shane whips around and takes this wave. He's opening his account, takes off in the white water.
Shane Horan has been on a roll. He has defeated Todd Holland, Martin Potter, Tom Carroll, and now he's up against Mike Latronic.
And Shane gets some speed there, comes around the bottom, loses speed on purpose, and now he's put his hand in the wave. He's in the barrel for a cover-up. A beautiful ride by Shane, and acknowledges the crowd.
A fantastic ride, beautiful shot from the helicopter overhead as we look at it one more time.
The punchline here is when he hooked the wave and stalled, gets the cover-up.
And Shane Horan, a very excited Shane Horan, spoke to Mark Fu after his quarterfinal win.
So Shane, you're getting some sweet vengeance in this event, huh?
Yeah, I've had some pretty tough rounds, eh? First with, you know, like Potter this morning, and then Tom Carroll just then. It's really heavy heats, but I feel like I feel relaxed and ready, you know.
Ready at all times, the veteran of 13 years who's been in 214 professional surfing events, Shane Horan.
Wasting no time at all. Looks like Shane's going to move into wave number 2. Mike Latronic was too far inside, and Shane gets a late takeoff. Comes off the bottom, hard off the top. Heavy degree of difficulty on that wave, David. And from the helicopter, we see that carving cutback. He comes off the bottom, stalls for the tube. Once again, Shane Horan gets a fantastic tube, finishes this with a bouncing whitewater maneuver. A strong ride for Shane Horan.
Shane Horan, 2 waves under his belt, and out the back, moving in position, is Mike Latronic.
Latronic's first wave, a big drop at Sunset Beach. Comes off the bottom. Rail-to-rail maneuvers. Comes off the bottom again, and now does a big carving cutback. Latronic goes to the base of the wave. He's looking for the tube, stalls. Latronic gets a cover-up. Comes out, there's a lot of wind. Another big section, pulls in, deep barrel. Not quite coming out, just snuffs him at the end.
Latronic going for broke, and a beautiful wave it is right until the end, Rabbit.
Well, right in front of his opponent, Shane Horan. And as we see, Latronic goes up to the top of the wave, stalls in the hook, gets covered up, comes out of the tube, clears the spray from his face. There's Shane there, so Latronic pulling into the barrel right in front of his opponent.
Mike Latronic, first wave score, 22 points out of 30. Shane Horan, his second wave score, 26 points, and here's Shane Horan for his third wave.
In perfect timing with the wave, Shane Horan takes off on his third wave, comes hard off the bottom, snaps it around off the top, goes down to the bottom again. Will he be looking for the tube? Stalling the board. A quick barrel for Shane, comes out, cuts back into the whitewater. Another strong ride for Shane Horan.
Shane Horan, currently ranked number 22nd in the world and on a roll here at Sunset Beach today. And here comes his wave scores right now. Shane Horan for his third wave score, 21 points. Out the back, we have Mike Latronic now in position.
Mike Latronic takes a spectacular drop in a medium-sized wave, snaps it off the top. Latronic might be looking for a tube here. He stalls, but he outruns the tube on this occasion. Goes out, it's a fat shoulder. And on the wave behind him, Shane Horan going blow for blow with Latronic, stalling, kick stalls aboard. A beautiful, clean tube ride, and casually comes out. He is stoked.
Shane Horan and Mike Latronic are both performing great in the conditions here at Sunset, with waves towering up to 12 feet in height. And a look at Shane Horan's fourth wave.
Look at the way kick stalls aboard, perfectly positioning himself in the hook of the wave, nearly puts his hand behind his back. He's so confident at this point.
And the judges award him 22.5 points for that wave. Now, most of you who know the world of surfing have probably heard of Shane Horan, four-time runner-up to the World Crown, but not many of you know who this young man is, 25-year-old Mike Latronic. He's been living and surfing Sunset Beach, Hawaii since 1976. The Billabong team rider is not a touring pro, but specializes in surfing the powerful waves of Hawaii. And it seems that Mike and his family have always been destined to live here in the islands. We paid a visit to Mike during our stay on the North Shore, and he talked about his beginnings in the sport of surfing.
Okay, we moved from New York to California when I was 9 years old, and we were full on into baseball and football, and me and my brother, we were pretty good at it, except when I was at Thurston Intermediate School, I tried out for the football team, and they put me on as right guard, which, if you can imagine, I was about 4'11" and about 110 pounds, and they want, you know, all these other high school kids were eating a lot of milk and eggs and bread, I guess. They were all a lot bigger than me, and I just didn't want to have any part of it, so I said, shine this, I'm going surfing. We were going to make a move, whether it was to the mountains to go skiing or wherever, and me and my brother both just cried Hawaii. You know, I think 5 summer stories did it to us or whatever, but we moved to Hawaii. We moved right to Sunset Beach, and within a few months, I mean, we were like before school, after school, you know, do the homework during school, and just leave all the time for surfing. I watched Gary Elkerton win the Triple Crown the other year, and I watched Kern and Potter and all those guys surf, and I am truly stoked to get to see those guys surf, because I think Gary Elkerton surfs Sunset as good as anyone can. He's powerful and fast, and Kern's got the suave and, you know, Carol backside out there. It's just amazing to watch, and I get really stoked. And I think I learn a lot from it.
Well, for this, the Billabong Pro, the established pros are learning something from Mike Latronic. He has defeated Damian Hardman, Nicky Wood, and Gary Elkerton as we continue with semifinal number 2.
Mike Latronic's mother, Dolly, center screen, watches intently from the gallery.
And she sees out the back her son, Mike Latronic, going after his third wave.
Latronic trailing Shane Horan, really needs a big score here. A spectacular drop, hard off the bottom, a series of rail-to-rail maneuvers, gaining some speed down the face, another strong bottom turn, and a beautifully executed cutback. Latronic looking very powerful on this wave. A series of polished maneuvers, and he finishes off in the whitewater.
Mike Latronic, born in New York, originally from California, moved to Hawaii in 1976, and an established pro who picks up 21 points on that wave. Shane Horan leads Mike Latronic by just 8.5 points in this, the world's richest surfing tournament. Stay with us as the Billabong Pro continues.
Full of simple pleasures, like the comfort of Levi's jeans, or had you forgotten?
Most guys would tell you they don't really think about their hair. Right. Personally, I think most guys want their hair to look good, as long as it's not a hassle. That's where Pert Plus comes in. It's a unique shampoo and conditioner in one. So, you get clean, more manageable hair than with plain shampoo, but without any extra work. That's Pert Plus. Hey, I admit it. I think about my hair. But it's not all I think about.
Shampoo and conditioner in one. Wash and go with Pert Plus.
Welcome back to ESPN Hot Summer Nights as the Billabong Pro from Sunset Beach, Hawaii continues this, the world's richest surfing contest. David Stanfield with Wayne Rabbit Bartholomew, the 1978 world champion and a member of the Australian Surfing Hall of Fame. And there are Hall of Fame waves out here today, Rabbit.
Certainly are, David. And we see Shane Horan moving into position for yet another wave. Horan takes off. A clean drop. Comes off the bottom. Snaps it off the top. Sends a spray flying. Horan will be looking for the tube. Backdoors the section. Comes out. He's happy with that. And Shane Horan acknowledges his effort.
Rabbit, a beautiful wave. We've got offshore breezes, we've got 10-foot waves, and they're actually throwing out over the reef, and there are two brides to be had, and Shane Horan positioned himself perfectly in that wave. His scores, a perfect score, 30 points.
Well, let's see that wave again. A perfect score here. Shane Horan comes off the bottom, sets up this backdoor tube, goes in cleanly and comes out cleanly, and that was why the judges rewarded him with the perfect 30 out of 30.
And Shane Horan, a total of 78 points right now as we watch Mike Latronic on his fourth wave.
Latronic was looking for the section there. It collapsed and it didn't allow him to get the tube ride, David.
And Latronic not happy with that wave. Right now, Latronic has a total of 61 points.
We see this wave here. Now, Latronic needs to answer Shane Horan's perfect ride. You see the section crashing down in front of him. He had to go around it instead of through it.
And here's Shane Horan for his sixth wave.
Horan serving with super confidence. Another great tube ride. Cuts back into the white water. Bangs the dot. Comes around another cutback. Stringing together some major maneuvers here. Of course, punctuated with those classic tube rides.
And Shane Horan looks at his watch. He knows that the heat is just about over with. No time to get another wave. The four-time runner-up to the world title looking especially strong here today.
Well, David, Shane started this heat strongly and built on his performance all the way through. He took full control of that heat after he scored the perfect wave, the 30-point ride, and managed to score a perfect nearly 80 out of 90, which is a phenomenal score.
Shane Horan on his second, fifth, and sixth waves at 26, 30, and 24, a total of 80 points. He defeats Mike Latronic 80-61. He has now arrived onto the beach, and he is down with our Mark Fu right now.
What do you got, a barrel button?
Barrel button. Brought up in the tube, mate. Came out of one when I was born and just used to them.
Okay, you know, that was about your second to last wave. Did you know that you had scored a 30 on that? Perfect scores. You know, the one where, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know the one. It was, it funneled up in front of me, and I thought, you know, it was a long section. I had to backdoor it, and I was in there, and the whole thing cylindered all the way to the end, and yeah, good ride. I was, you know, I could have easily not made that wave.
Okay, so how do you feel about making the finals and you're cracking 50 grand and back in the top 16?
Well, I like it to crack at the 16 more than anything.
All right, Shane, well, good luck. We'll be talking to you later.
All right, thanks, Mark.
Good job.
Well, Rabbit, what a high-powered heat, and believe me, everybody on the beach was thrilled with the performance of Mike Latronic, but the results are in, and Shane Horan advances to the finals.
Well, courtesy of a couple of fantastic tube rides, Shane Horan scoring a perfect 30 out of 30 on one of his rides, and really, I guess it's an upset. The local favourite, Mike Latronic, has been beaten by Shane Horan.
Every year during the month of November, the North Shore of Oahu is invaded by surfers from all over the world because of this, the Triple Crown event. Let's take a look back and see what happened at the Hard Rock Cafe World Cup Surfing. That was a great event, Rabbit.
A great event here at Sunset Beach, David.
Triple Crown promoter Randy Rarick has called the three-event series the true test of a surfer's big wave skill. The first event in the series, the World Cup of Surfing, was just that, erratic conditions and big, shifty, open ocean waves that challenged even the most finely tuned competitor's skill and courage. Coming into the World Cup event with the best shot at this year's ASP World title was Martin Potter of Newquay, England. Potts talked about his chances prior to the event.
Right now I'm handling a lot of pressure that I didn't really think about and I never really had before, so it's pretty difficult at the moment, but you know, I'm not going to give up till it's over.
But the title will not be his at this event. The conditions guaranteed a grueling battle, not only for victory, but also for survival. Courage, endurance, and stylish performances in the face of disaster were virtues of necessity in this contest, with those not up to the task paying a heavy price. But the incentives to win, $8,000 in a new automobile for first place, spurred the competitors to put on inspired performances of surfing expertise. The World Cup's four-man final basically came down to a two-man duel between two of surfing's biggest guns. This man, Australia's big wave maestro Gary Elkerton, turned survival conditions into an art form with powerful performances on some of Sunset's biggest and meanest waves. But it was Hawaii's own veteran pro, Hans Hedemann, hungry for a victory in his home surf, who slashed and carved his way through the heat with stylish abandon, showcasing his versatility, skill, and balance in these treacherous waves. Enough so to earn himself the coveted World Cup championship. And so, Hans Hedemann from Kailua, Oahu, captures the first jewel in the crown, the World Cup of Surfing, and takes the lead in the run for the overall Triple Crown Championship. We're set for the final of the world's richest surfing contest, the Billabong Pro and Rabbit. Looking at the report card for Shane Horan, he hasn't won a contest since 1984.
Well, it's been a long time between drinks for Shane Horan, but he's got the most experience of the two, and he's looking pretty good.
And then Ross Clark-Jones, only a 3-year pro, but he is up to the task.
Well, he's definitely up to the task, David, and regardless of his finish in this year's final, he has put himself in the top 30, and it's going to be his biggest payday.
And that sets up our finals. The final matchup, Ross Clark-Jones from Australia versus Shane Horan from Australia in the Billabong Pro Finals. Coming up next, stay with us.
We're here at an athletic shoe store to see people's reactions to this sneaker phone from Sports Illustrated. Now, the only thing is, we're not going to show it to them. We're going to let them discover it for themselves. Come on.
Go ahead, you pick it up. Is anybody there?
Hello?
The sneaker's ringing. I've never saw anything like that. Did they all ring? The phone.
Why don't you get out of this? Come here, look at this.
I can't believe it.
You like that?
Yeah.
A sneaker phone, that's great.
Sports Illustrated presents the Sneaker Phone. It's yours free with your paid subscription to SI.
Hello, Chief. This is... Honey, you won't believe where I'm calling from.
The Sports Illustrated Sneaker Phone works just like a regular phone. It has push-button dialing, mute button, automatic redial, an on-off switch, and of course it plugs into a standard...
The sneaker phone? It's great. You like that? Yeah, how much? It's free. Free? No!
The Sports Illustrated Sneaker Phone is yours free. Just subscribe to 30 issues of SI for 3 low monthly installments of only $14.97. That's over 45% off the cover price. So call the toll-free number on the screen now. Of course, the subscription includes the NFL and NBA previews, the year-end double issue, the revealing 1991 swimsuit issue, and the free sneaker phone.
It's free?
Free? They're free. They're free. Fantastic. What do you mean it's free? It's free. Free? Free.
You're pulling my leg.
I wouldn't pull your leg.
Great. You heard it here first. Everybody loves the sneaker phone from Sports Illustrated. And so will you.
Call now to subscribe to Sports Illustrated at over 45% off the cover price and get the sneaker phone free.
Hello? That's great.
Welcome back to Sunset Beach, Oahu, in the Hawaiian Islands for this, the $220,000 Billabong Pro. Wayne Rabbit Bartholomew, I'm David Stanfield, bringing you the action. We are set for the finals, and this will be the 6th event. We have had past champions like Barton Lynch, Gary Elkerton, Mark Richards, and Hans Hedemann, but now we will have a new champion today, either Ross Clark-Jones right here wearing the yellow singlet, or Shane Horan.
Well, David, if Shane Horan wins this final, he will move back into the top 16, so plenty of incentive for Shane. And Ross Clark-Jones with $50,000 up for grabs. Plenty of incentive there as well.
And we just saw semifinal number 2 earlier. Shane Horan defeated that man right there, Mike Latronic. Latronic gives them a high five.
What a great display of sportsmanship shown by Mike Latronic towards his victor, Shane Horan. Shane Horan hits the water on his 7.7 Sunset Thruster, ready for an epic battle.
Also part of the Triple Crown was the Marui Pipeline Masters, a classic in huge surf.
Huge surf of the Bonsai Pipeline, and that was one of the scariest events. A really high injury toll this year. Just to go to show the pipeline not to be underestimated.
What makes the Bonsai Pipeline such a unique challenge is its inherent dangers. Powerful waves, sometimes 15 feet in height, break over a shallow coral reef, resulting in deep cavernous barrels, spectacular performances, and life-threatening wipeouts. Without question, this is the most dangerous wave in the world. The 19th running of the Marui Pipeline Masters is the second jewel in Hawaii's Triple Crown. It put the best in the world together to test their surfing skills in this unforgiving arena, and was marked by perfect conditions, thrilling both spectators and competitors alike. This was the largest wave of the contest, a solid 15-foot monster breaking out on Pipeline's second reef and picked off by the reckless Mr. X, Australia's Glenn Winton. The first victory of the day came in quarterfinal action where we saw Martin Potter clinch the world title, and he told us how it felt.
I was waiting around and they said, Brandy said over the loudspeaker that I was officially world champion, and you know, just sort of, it just hit me really, really hard, but I'm just going to hang on and just try and keep surfing in these events and hold on to the end and then enjoy it.
Martin Potter not advancing out of the quarterfinals, but clinching the world championship. Late in the afternoon, our final four made it into the water. Four-time runner-up to the world crown, Shane Horan. This man, former world junior amateur champion, 1988 Triple Crown Rookie of the Year, Papeete Tahiti's Vitea David. Local favorite Pipeline Masters Ronnie Burns, a specialist here on the North Shore. And Gary Elkerton out of Australia, the 1987 Triple Crown champion. Gary used his consistency and powerful style to stay just one step ahead of the competition. Later in the finals, conditions changed and a sideshore wind made tube riding difficult. Elkerton adapted quickly and scored points by performance surfing. And emerging victorious, Gary Elkerton, his first Pipeline Masters win and $8,000 for his efforts. By virtue of Gary Elkerton's win at the Pipe Masters and his fifth place finish here at the Billabong Pro, he is this year's winner of Hawaii's prestigious Triple Crown. Ross Clark-Jones and Shane Horan have made their way out to the lineup. Let's turn our attention to the finals of the world's richest surfing contest, the $220,000 Billabong Pro.
Shane Horan up and riding on his first wave, the first wave of this Billabong Pro final. Shane picking up where he left off, a clean cover-up. He comes out of this wave, cuts back into the whitewater, and a great opening ride for Shane Horan.
Shane Horan, 29 years old, now living in Palm Beach, New South Wales, Australia, the 13-year pro who was 18 years old when he was the runner-up to you, Rabbit, in 1978 to the world title crown. And looking at that wave one more time, a score of 21.5 points.
Shane wastes no time, catches a medium-sized wave, carves off the top. Now he's in the whitewater, another strong bottom turn. He stalls the board, looking for the tube, a clean cover-up, and bursts through the white water. So Shane Horan maneuvering his board beautifully on his opening ride.
Opening ride now for Ross Clark-Jones, 23 years old, out of New South Wales, Australia. And now he goes down.
Well, Ross Clark-Jones very shaky off the bottom and loses it off the top.
And Ross Clark-Jones can't be happy about that opening wave. Meanwhile, here's Shane Horan in position again.
Shane takes off in the top of the wave and goes for another barrel, a clean barrel. Puts his hands over his head. Now coming out, and he catches a rail at the top, and it coat hangers him.
And a humbling experience for Shane Horan, who has done no wrong all day long. And looking at that wave one more time, it looked perfect.
Well, it's a perfect takeoff and an excellent tube ride to start the wave with. Now, Shane might have got a little bit over cocky here because he comes off the bottom, goes a little bit too high, and he shows that he is human after all.
He gets his head wet, but picks up 19 points. Here's Ross Clark-Jones, his second wave.
A radical takeoff by Ross Clark-Jones, completely in the air as he dropped down that wave. And basically, that's all it was. It was a great drop, and the wave fizzles out.
And Ross Ross Clark-Jones trying to improve on his ranking, his 33rd ranking in the world. 2 equal fifths earlier this year, both in Australia, the Coke Classic and the Body Glove Masters. He's a big wave specialist, and the wave now takes shape a little bit better on the inside.
As we move on to the inside brief, the wave does take better shape, but it's a small wave, and it's going to restrict his scoring ability on this wave.
Ross Clark-Jones, the third-year pro, looking to better his standing on the Association of Surfing Professionals World Tour. Beautiful takeoff, though.
Airlift takeoff by Ross Clark-Jones, and he handles it like a master. But as he comes off the bottom, that's all there was to that wave.
The finals of the Billabong Pro continues right after this. Stay with us.
What are your big plans this summer?
I'm working with meat.
You could go to Harvey's at Lake Tahoe.
Darren, don't stand in the smoke, oh yeah?
Harvey's has the great new garden buffet.
I got shish kebab and flank steak.
Hey, the summer party's at Harvey's with non-stop action and fantastic room rates.
I'm flipping. Look, I'm kind of busy. You got a picture?
Sure. Call 1-800-648-3361.
That's some hotel.
Well, come on.
Fine. Don't forget to flip these.
You can bring the whole family, you know.
If I get bored, I'll send for them.
Okay.
What are the best jobs for the next decade? The United States Department of Labor has given electronics computer technology its top rating for job opportunities through the 1990s. Heald Institute of Technology helps men and women get job ready for this computer work in the shortest possible time. Heald, the nonprofit college with the electronics program you can trust. Phone a counselor at Heald Institute of Technology for more information on a computer career, the #1 career for the 1990s.
North shore of Oahu at Sunset Beach, the world's richest surfing tournament. The water temperature 75 degrees, perfect for surfing, Rabbit.
Definitely perfect for surfing, and we see Shane Horan taking off a fading bottom turn, snaps it off the top, stringing together a series of high-scoring maneuvers by Shane. Now we'll see him go out onto the face and bring it around, vertically sticking the board up into the face of the wave, bouncing off the whitewater, and he really made that wave count.
That was Shane's third wave. He has done no wrong all day long except one miscue where he got knocked down, but still picks up plenty of points. Shane Horan, third scoring wave here is Ross Clark-Jones.
Now, Ross Clark-Jones has all the work to do in front of him. He needs to score big on this wave. He's looking to get a big tube ride, stalling, and he mistimes the tube and comes off. So a blunder there by Ross Clark-Jones, and he really hasn't settled into this final as yet, David.
Ross Clark-Jones having trouble scoring points, and that wave right there scoring only 10 points.
Okay, now let's see what the problem is here for Ross Clark-Jones. He stalls, but he failed to get inside the tube of that wave and paid the penalty.
As the Water Patrol makes their way back out into the surf, we see Shane Horan way out about a quarter mile offshore in position for his fourth wave.
Shane Horan has been a veritable wave magnet right throughout this final, and what a fabulous looking coma this is for Sunset Beach. High in the pocket of the wave, a fading cutback, comes off the bottom, stalls, lets the wave pass him by, another clean cover up, and now does a beautiful cutback to round out the ride, and what a great ride that was for Shane Horan.
Incredible ride. You mentioned earlier he's on a 7.7 thruster board. He has had a variety of boards over the years, but Tom Carroll and Glenn Manami have shaped him a beautiful board, and he is dialed in.
It's perfectly suited for this occasion, and he stalls the board. The wave actually passes him by without any movement on his behalf, and that's a great technique for Sunset Beach.
Now Ross Clark-Jones moving into position, trying for his fourth wave, and it looks like a great wave.
Well, let's see if he can get something going here. Ross Clark-Jones, a carving cutback, very well positioned, a smaller wave than Shane's. However, he's getting some good stuff done on the face, and this will be a scoring ride for Ross Clark-Jones. He can now open his account for this final.
Ross Clark-Jones, equal 33rd last year at the Billabong Pro, scoring low points but picking up $750. He's going to do much better than that this year.
Yes, well, on this wave, you can see the technique, a strong cutback. That's his forte, the big cutback by Ross Clark-Jones. Handles the bounce off the whitewater. Again, going for another cutback, trying to squeeze as many maneuvers in as possible. He knows he's got to play catch-up ball.
And on that wave, Clark-Jones scores 18.5 points. So Shane Horan leads 67 to Ross Clark-Jones, 41.5. And paddling out the back, going for his fifth wave, it looks like it's going to be Shane Horan.
Shane, again, in perfect position. He wheels his board around, casually paddles into this wave. And what a good-looking wave it is. Hard bottom turn. Brings it around. He's going to look for another tube. No, this time he's elected to ride the wave out, so it's hot dog manoeuvres for Shane on this wave. It's been a tube riding contest thus far, but he's starting to mix it up now.
Shane Horan for his 5th scoring wave, 22.5 points, and you can hear a helicopter overhead. There's 2 of them. There's our Cameron helicopter and a U.S. Coast Guard helicopter.
Everyone wants a peek at the Billabong Pro.
The world's richest tournament, $220,000 being offered for the men's purse as we watch Ross Clark-Jones now.
A medium-sized wave here for Clark-Jones. Clean bottom turn, snaps it off the middle of the wave, brings it around again. A beautiful styling cutback there by Clark-Jones, and a 3rd major manoeuvre. So this will be a much higher scoring road for Clark-Jones.
And Ross Clark-Jones, although he's going after the $50,000 in prize money, he's going after a better placing, going after the top 30 in the ASP.
That last heat against Fatia was the pressure one. Now I'd like to keep moving up, but I can't make the 16, which would be the ultimate thing to do, but it's impossible even if I win this contest. So all there's left to do that make me really happy is win this contest.
Ross Clark-Jones from Australia paddles back out on that 5th wave. He scored 21 points. And a beautiful shot of Sunset Beach on the North Shore of Oahu. We are halfway through the finals of this, the world's richest event, the Billabong Pro. Stay with us.
The painting, Renoir. The vase, Ming. And the wine, Chateau Marmoset.
Still going. Nothing outlasts the Energizer. They keep going and going.
Introducing a remarkable new Fixodent.
At last, an adhesive that doesn't quit at quitting time. Wait up, guys!
Now you can Fixodent and forget it all day into the night.
The Golden Gate Bridge. Now I can point out the sights from LA to San Francisco non-stop.
This new Fixodent holds stronger. 4 hours longer than any other cream adhesive.
We've been here all day. We can be here all night. Thanks to my new Fixodent.
Now you can Fixodent and forget it all day into the night.
When you put a Pioneer 6-disc CD system in your car, you get a lot more out of your music.
It'll start your day. You'll be on your way. Bring it your day.
Still going. Nothing outlasts the Energizer. They keep going and going.
It is Ross Clark-Jones versus Shane Horan, and out the back, we've got Clark-Jones.
Ross Clark-Jones takes off in a smaller wave off the bottom, going for broke off the top, coming unstuck.
And Ross Clark-Jones needs a good 3rd scoring wave, but that wasn't it, trying anything to score points.
Shane Horan on a medium-sized wave. He's got a lot of white water to contend with on this wave. Now he's got a bit of face. Big snap off the top, brings it around for a clean cutback. And he slices this wave apart. Another strong ride for Shane Horan.
Shane Horan looking invincible all day long. Here's Ross Clark-Jones in his attempt to score points.
Well, he went for broke on this wave, as I said, but there was nowhere to go. Taking off on yet another wave. Ross Clark-Jones, he's looking for a miracle now.
It's a beautiful wave, his 7th scoring wave right now for Ross Clark-Jones.
Well, we see the aerial shot there, courtesy of the helicopter. Beautiful sweeping cutback there by Clark-Jones. And he's going to stick with this wave.
And it's going to be a fair scoring wave for Ross Clark-Jones. Now, we have 2 competitors out in the water. We have our water patrol, water safety, and we have board caddies. And earlier, John Orr, Shane Horan's board caddy, spoke with us.
I try and tell them, like if it's the waves building up better on this side, or I tell him if he needs another board, if he wants one, or I try and tell him about like how Tommy did, or somebody he's surfing against, and if he's on top, if I hear that, and if a cord breaks or the board breaks, I'll give him another one.
And what's your deal with Shane? Does he give you a percentage, or how's he pay you?
Yeah, he gives me 10%, so I'm stoked when he wins more.
Well, if Shane Horan wins the $50,000 first place, John Orr will collect $5,000 of it.
And Shane Horan, with time running out, takes the largest wave of the final. Here we see the aerial shot from the helicopter as Shane comes off the bottom, off the top. Now trying to get as much speed as possible. He's got a giant section to get around, hops his board, now brings up the face wave, snaps it out of the top, and Shane Horan really makes that wave pay.
Shane pulls out of that wave. That was his last scoring wave. He makes his way to the beach. Let's look at that wave one more time. The biggest set of the day, possibly, at least for this final heat.
And selection is the key here. David, instead of electing to go for the tube, Shane decides to outrun this wave.
And in a last-ditch effort to score some points, we still have Ross Clark-Jones out the back.
Ross Clark-Jones with an impossible maneuver ahead of him, and he gets crunched, finishing quite unceremoniously.
And here's a look at Shane Horan's wave scores, all in the 20s, a total of 93 points.
Let's have a look at Ross Clark-Jones's last ride, and what a brutal last ride it was.
Right now, our colleague Mark Fu has moved beachside, and he is with our unofficial winner, Shane Horan.
Hey, Shane, looked like it was going to be your day from the first wave today, and obviously must have been feeling something special today.
Well, you know, had a lot of pressure on me to try and make the top 16, and you know, I just sort of really tried to keep a lot of energy for this contest, and that's basically been my strategy all week, is not to burn out but not sit around and be too lethargic, you know. So you know, I'm just happy that it could have easily gone wrong for me today, and I'm really happy that
everything went right for you today, Shane. Not even close to going wrong. 3/4 of the way through the final, you knew you had the thing sewed up. Your service sunset, you had basically the lineup to yourself. You knew you were $50,000 richer. How did that feel?
Well, it's great to surf out at sunset with only 2 people. Like, gives you the freedom to be able to sit there and wait and pick the right waves that come through. So, you know how it is when you're just surfing with 2 guys. There was no real pressure for getting the waves, but you know, I'm just stoked I made the 16. I'm not happy about any money. Doesn't mean nothing to me. It's like just personal achievement means everything.
Right on, Shane. Congratulations.
Last year's Billabong Pro crowned Barton Lynch as an unexpected world champion while competing at Perfect Surf at the Bonsai Pipeline. But this year, Shane Horan's victory, a brilliant